Good morning, Acumatica Summit 2022. Our mission, our why, is to challenge ourselves to find a better way.
You can count on us to really use technology, innovate, and help you become business agile well into the future.
The CEO spoke, the director of product spoke, the director of sales spoke, and all of them really had one focus, making everybody successful.
A big part about Acumatica is the community that we've built around it. And this is ground zero for that Acumatica community.
We have incredible access to developers and trainers and executives.
There's so much here and so much to learn. We need to be here to see our customers, to see the people in the Acumatica space.
It's great to be around others that love Acumatica as well, and I always enjoy seeing what Acumatica is coming out with next.
Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for your trust.
Please welcome Chief Revenue Officer, Sanket Akerker.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to day 2 of Acumatica Summit 2022. I'm really glad to be starting off today with everyone here, and I hope you guys are excited for another day of learning and connecting. But let's start off with summarizing a little bit of what we learned yesterday in day 1's keynote. So John started off talking about the digital transformation journey of companies and how it's a continuum and you move it on over time. He also talked about our mission, which is to challenge the status quo and improve every day. And then we learned about 2 of our Customer of the Year awards, Green Bay Packaging and Cornell Cooperative Extension, and how they are challenging their status quo. We talked then about Acumatica's commitment to technology and innovation, and we also talked about some trends like the democratization of tech. And lastly, we talked about Acumatica's commitment to aligning with customer needs and how we do that through our ecosystem approach. So after the keynote, there were a lot of sessions, and I'm sure many of you participated in, and we also had our attendee party last night. Hopefully that was fun for everyone. There were a lot of great things I heard. Yeah, give us a clap for the party. As I went around and talked to our customers and partners, there were a lot of great things that I heard from many of you. First, it was all about the amazing energy of the summit and what we try to do here. Many of you talked about how you can't wait for the R1 release, and that you're going to learn shortly. For those of you that have been here for many years, a lot of it was about the community that you feel about coming to the summit and how you leave with so many great insights. And I think one of the other things that I heard from many people is how Acumatica focuses on our customers and partners and how we're focused on continuously building that ecosystem. So let's start off talking about Acumatica users. Acumatica sits at the core of the enterprise and captures all of the information for a business. It is the system of record. And around that system of record are all of the different roles, the role types, people who need to get their job done day in and day out. You have folks like executives who need access to dashboards or approvals to do their work. You need sales professionals who need access to opportunities or to customer information. And you also have folks like IT professionals who need access to system help. Now, Ali talked yesterday about the democratization of tech, and we want to make sure that every user gets the most out of the system that they can, and that's most relevant to them. Now, as a user, you may be trying to figure out, how do I maximize my value of Acumatica? Well, that first starts off with your VAR. Your VAR is the first place to start to learn how you maximize your investment. But we also at Acumatica have a whole number of resources available to you in order to take advantage of the capabilities of the system. And that really starts with Acumatica Community. Community, we've created a central place where users can go connect with each other, learn, and share knowledge. If you start off in Community, you'll notice a couple places where we direct folks to. You'll find news and announcements, you'll find product information, you'll find discussion forums, and you'll also find events. Community is open to everyone. It's whether you're a customer, whether you're a partner or you're not, you're absolutely welcome into the Acumatica community. Super easy to navigate and search anything that you want on Community. It's all searchable through Google. Now, we launched Community just over 2 years ago, and over that time, we've been able to achieve over 10,000 users, 13,000 posts, and 2,000 questions and answers. But probably the most important thing about Community is collaboration. We want to make sure that individuals who come to Community learn from each other. And so we promote everyone to share those lessons that they're learning. Those that do that get recognized for their submissions on Community. Beyond Community, we offer a number of role-based resources. So if you're an end user and you're looking for help, you can go to help.acumatica.com, where you're going to find support from an Acumatica support professional. If you're an IT professional, you can go to status.acumatica.com to find the status of your environment. You can also go to the customer portal if you're looking to schedule an upgrade or configure a sandbox. You can do all of that there. And if you're more technical, you will find information on integrations and our SDK on Community. Now, for those who want to go even further and have a more structured approach to learning, we have an amazing tool in our Open University. Open University is open to all users and of all levels. Currently, we have 61 courses available on Open University, and those cover 11 functional areas of the Acumatica ERP Cloud products. All of those classes online are available for self-study. We update our content regularly. We try to make sure that all of that is available in bite-sized pieces, and we're always making it available with real-life examples so they're relevant to what you're trying to do on a day-to-day basis. Open University has over 15,000 users, and we deliver over 400 sessions every day. Now, if you want to take advantage of an instructor-led session, we have those offline, like here as we do this week at Summit, and then we offer them online across the entire year. Now, many of you who take those instructor-led sessions will know that you can get CPE credit for taking those sessions as well. One of the things that you've given us feedback for is, how do I take those certifications with me? If I'm on Open University and I take a class, how do I accrue that personal benefit? Well, today I don't have anything to announce that we have that available, but we're working on it, and we hope to have that where you can take your certifications with you by the end of this year. Now, you don't have to take my word for it in terms of how great our community resources are. And so right now, I would like to invite a member of our community, Haley Hicks, up on stage to join me. Welcome, Haley.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining us. So you're a client success manager at iTech, but this is not where you got introduced to Acumatica. So can you share with everyone where you learned about Acumatica?
Yeah, so in 2016, I graduated from college and started as a marketing specialist at a tech company in Alpharetta, Georgia. So I was initially a customer. At the time, they had about 5 different platforms. None of them talked to each other. So within that first year that I was there, they started looking into ERP solutions where they could bring the data together and also look to the future. They ultimately chose Acumatica because it provided those options for them.
Yeah, that's awesome. And so what did you first notice about Acumatica when you were a marketing specialist at Benchmark?
Yeah, so as a marketing person, it is super important to have a 360-degree view of customers, prospects, and just in general, the communication that happens to all of the accounts. Before, with the different systems, it was very difficult to see what we were doing with the accounts, and once we moved to Acumatica, it was an instant hit in my mind because you could just see everything all in one place. It was just so transparent. So going to Acumatica to me was just a game changer.
So I know you shared with me that you quickly became an expert on Acumatica at Benchmark, and you trained the entire sales team there, and then you came to your first summit.
Yes.
And then you went back after your summit with all these great learnings. Share that experience when you came back.
Yeah, so my first summit was in Nashville, and I went to it about a week or two before our go live date, so we weren't even using Acumatica yet. And I remember sitting in the sessions just absorbing as much as I can and thinking, wow, this is just an amazing product. We can do so much with it. So when I came back from Summit, I went into my boss's office, just stars in my eyes, raving about how awesome this product was that we were about to go live with. And he had to say, whoa, slow down, we were not even live yet. We cannot do all these things yet. But every time I come to Summit, I just learn so much, and I always look forward to being around the community, other people that love Acumatica. So Summit is my favorite part of the year.
All these great things, you learned what you could do with the product. I love that story. So then you moved from Benchmark to iTech and Acumatica VAR a little over a year ago.
Yes.
How's that been for you?
It has honestly been just a dream. Whenever I was at Benchmark, I had a baby, and I started thinking, you know, maybe I want to change what is my favorite part about my day, and that's working with Acumatica and helping users learn more about Acumatica. So I started looking into working with a VAR. I ultimately chose iTech, and it has just been awesome. I've learned so much, and also I really just love working with our clients. I'm on the post-implementation side, so anything that they might need help with after implementation, whether that be support, upgrades, implementing new features, we're there to help. And it's just really awesome to see how many different clients we have, all kinds of different industries. They all use Acumatica different, so it makes my day just really fun. I love it.
That's awesome. That's so awesome. So if there was a new customer here, what advice would you give them?
Sure. So 2 things that I thought of when I was thinking of this question. 1, go into it with an open mind. You know, be ready to embrace the change. A lot of people go through implementation saying, I want Acumatica to look exactly like my old system. Well, you're leaving your old system, so maybe now's the time to take a step back, look and say, how can I change my business processes? What can Acumatica provide for me? What maybe do I want to use that will help boost efficiency? So just go into it with an open mind. And 2, use the resources. You talked about all the amazing resources, Open University, the help guides are awesome, community.acumatica.com. I am on there every day. I love that website. There's just being in that community, being around people, the questions that get asked, being able to post new ideas. It's just awesome. So use the resources. And then also another important resource is working with your partner. So once you implement, it's not just you implement the software and then you're done, you're on your own. The partner is there to help you, whether that be general support, maybe you want to look into a new feature. We're there to answer questions. So definitely work with your partner.
That's awesome. Thank you so much, and thank you for being such an amazing member of the community. Now, I have a little bit of a surprise for you.
Uh-oh.
We did not practice this, so you're going to stay here for a second.
Oh, plaque.
So, Haley, congratulations on being such an amazing member of the community. I'm proud to give you our MVP award.
Oh, wow, thank you.
Congratulations. We'll take a picture.
Thank you so much.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, thank you, Haley. Congratulations. So now we're going to turn our attention to the Acumatica product and technology. So I'm really glad to welcome on stage our Chief Product Officer, Ali Jani.
Yeah. All right. Man, look at this place. It was just 6 months ago we were here together, and so much has transpired. It's just unbelievable. I mean, I had so much fun all yesterday seeing you guys engaged, passionate about Acumatica like we are. And when I see that energy in you guys, it really pumps us up. I mean, it's just been amazing. And then we know how to have fun too, right? The party was awesome, right? It was tough. I mean, I was at the party, you know, talking to one person after the next, and I kept wanting to go and get ready for today, and I was like, no, I got to talk to another person. So it was just fantastic. But what stood out to me was how busy all of you were. I mean, you guys were talking about your business, how Acumatica is changing, how you do things. You heard from Haley, embracing change and learning new ways to tackle business challenges, the agility that you guys are showing. It just shows in your discussions and talks, and we've been busy as well. So if you remember last summit, I mentioned how technology is moving so rapidly and how over the next 5 years, it's going to move as fast as the previous 50. So it's no wonder how much we can get done in 6 months. And when you look at Acumatica, I mean, we've been at it. We've been just some of the new releases. I mean, we introduced Acumatica Payroll. We introduced Acumatica Point of Sale. We did Acumatica WMS with wave picking and batch picking, multiple base currencies, cross-company sales, batch picking. I mean, you name it, it's been in the product. But we're not stopping here. I mean, we're going to go faster and faster, and you're going to see a lot of that today. I mean, it's going to be an amazing show, so I'm so excited about it. But how do we get all this stuff to you quickly, and how can you guys keep up? I mean, my gosh, I hear that all the time on, hey, this is just fantastic. How can I get the latest release? What do I need to do with my partner to get on the next version? So I'm happy to announce, but first of all, it's all about power of choice. You know, Acumatica is all power of choice. So we're announcing this thing called Acumatica Flex. And Acumatica Flex is not something that's new. It's something that you've had already, and that's great because what it does, it allows you to work with your partners, try to get on the latest versions of the upgrade when you are ready, not being forced. And then it also gives you free sandboxes so you can try new functionality. And then when you're ready, you pull the plug and you move to the new version. Well, one of the things I've been hearing from you all is that you guys want to go faster and you want to adopt releases sooner and sooner. And a lot of our small business customers have always been on this program called the Always Current program. And the Always Current program allows the system to always be up to date at all times. So when we come up with a new update or a security patch or anything like that, it's always applied to the program. And then the upgrades are also Acumatica managed. Instead of relying completely on the partner, you can still work with your partner, but the upgrades also become Acumatica managed. And it gives you the ability to still get free sandboxes, but we will automatically upgrade you at the end of each of these cycles. So if you don't know much about the Always Current program, talk to your partner, and I think you'll find that it will reduce your cost overall, and it'll help you stay on the current versions as quickly as possible. All right, so with that, what I want to do is talk about how do you get to the next release, and what is the next release? How many of you want to know about Acumatica 22R1? Yeah, me too. So the team's been very busy. With that, let me welcome Ajoy Krishnamurthy, our Chief Product Officer.
Ali. Good morning, everyone. So great to be here to introduce Acumatica 2022 R1. Like our prior releases, this release is shaped by the input we've gotten from all of you, our customers and partners. For 22 R1, we put the functionality and capabilities that's coming into 3 broad themes. The first one is all about helping our customers and customers' users to have the information that they need in their fingertips at the time that they need it. Enhancements to the mobile experience, so it's easy for you to look at the data, search for the data that you're looking for. Very consistent experience across our web applications and mobile application. Taking advantage of machine learning, we're going to introduce a new capability in 22R1. It makes it easy for our users to identify anomalies in GL. And then as we talk to a lot of our customers, with the market expansion and the growth, we've been hearing great stories the last couple of days. Organizations are expanding their geography, moving into new markets, and building on the strong foundation we have in financials with multi-company, multi-language. You know, we're now expanding the base currency support, multiple base currency support across all of our editions. With 22R1, we're also introducing a new localization package for UK and 2 language packages, French Canadian and also Spanish package supported by the partner. And then the last piece there from a global expansion is so excited to introduce Canadian payroll. You know, we launched US payroll a couple of years back. So we're excited to introduce Canadian payroll and open it up for some early customers. Yeah, cheers for payroll. And then the last piece, John talked about the importance of industry editions. 85% of our customers are running one of these industry editions. And we take that very seriously. So we're putting investments into each one of them to add breadth and depth to it. Whether if a distributor wanting to manage long-term sales orders, or within manufacturing, optimizing the production control, MRP process, or introduction of new dashboards that are very role-based. Or within construction, from a service tech standpoint, support for automatic setup of service contracts and renewals. Introduction of unit billing to help those customers that work on concrete, heavy civil projects. And then finally, with our retail commerce, omni-channel, that's such a important thing for us in this economy. And the work that we are doing with some really important partners in that space. So lots of exciting capabilities that are coming into 22R1. But one may ask, why does this all matter? Maybe no one will ask, but I'm still going to answer you, because I prepared for it. But seriously though, it matters to our customers, because it goes back to the point we were talking about all week long and throughout the relationship we have with you as a customer. It's about enabling the users of Acumatica to have access to that data in a very smart way and the way that they want to access and find that information. It's about helping our customers and their users be more productive. We want to eliminate repetitive, mundane tasks and make them get things done faster. And lastly, it's about our customers' ability to retain their customers, keep them happy and growing, but also growing their business. That's why these capabilities in Acumatica matters. That's why we take this commitment very seriously and continue to invest release after release. Rather than me talk more about this, who wants to show some product in action? Yeah. We'll dive right into that right now. So to do just that, it's my pleasure to welcome VP of Product Management, Doug Johnson. Doug, take it away.
Hey, Joy, thank you very much. It's always a pleasure to be here demonstrating the new features and functionality of the upcoming releases. And we've got a bunch of good things to show you. Some of the core platform things that I'm going to be talking to you about make it easier to work on the go. So we're going to enhance the mobile experience. You're going to see some exciting things there. The workflow engine that I've been hearing from all of you about, we're going to do some improvements there. And of course, our intelligent advisor, things that work behind the scenes to make your life easier, we're going to take advantage and make enhancements to that as well. Now, I want to start with the workflow engine. The workflow engine is one of my favorites. I got to talk to probably 10 to 20 people who have all taken advantage of our workflow engine to customize and tailor the Acumatica experience without actually having to write code. Now, we've enhanced it a little bit in 22R1, and one of the things that we've done is we've added the financial screens. One of the big feedback items was, we like this, but we want it to cover all Acumatica screens, not just the ones we started with. So we've done that. Now, this workflow that you see here is one of what we planned with the financial screens. A little cumbersome in terms of lots of transitions, lots of things to keep track of. If I want to drag and drop something from one place to another, a lot of things to update. So in 22R1, we've introduced the ability to have what's called a parent state, where you can streamline all that and make the low-code, no-code non-programming much easier. So it's a very exciting thing that we're taking advantage of. Now, if you don't, yes, thank you very much. And then, if you don't want to call it a parent state, you can use the complex term and sound important composite states, is what you might see in the release notes if you go out and review them in the beta. Now, to get back to my office over here, I'm going to start showing some actual software. And back here in my office, I've got one of the dashboards showing. And of course, we've introduced several different dashboards that now ship with the product. That's important because it makes it easier to maintain, and it makes it, as upgrades get done, you don't have to worry about upgrading anything. All the included dashboards come with that. And as a quick reminder, we've always have side panels where I can go through. In this customer screen, I can look through my list of customers. I can open up this first guy, and as I navigate down, I can change it, see all the high-level particulars about sales orders with this customer. I notice there's some late orders, so maybe I go to see if there's any cases that are pending and related to those delayed orders, and it looks like I've got one here, so I'm going to open this shipment of widgets. And I can go on about my day in my office. So I'm sitting here in my office, but I don't really want to spend a lot of time working in my office. It's an on-the-go type world. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pack up, and I'm going to head out to the great wide world of Las Vegas. And I'm hopefully going to be able to show you my mobile phone that is now disconnected. All right, then. We'll try one more thing. So in Las Vegas, walking from one place to another is a long distance. If I have to get from one place to another, it often takes a while. So what we're going to do instead of me walking around Las Vegas is we're going to actually try and reconnect ourselves directly here so I can show you these. Let me see if I can make this happen. All right, so now imagine that I'm walking all over the stage, promenading about outside of my office. And then I pull out my phone here. And you can notice that one of the things that happens is I've got a whole new look and feel. The things come up exactly as I left them in the office. So you'll see up top here, I've got recently visited records. So that last thing you saw me poke at when I was in the office is now available no matter where I am. You'll also notice that up top here, there's a gray bar where I can add KPIs and other type things. So I'm going to click that gray, and I'm going to say one thing that I'm very interested in finding out more about is things like leads. So I'm going to go add any type of dashboard widget. My leads is good. And you remember one of the last things I looked at was support cases. So let me go find something related to support cases, but not L cases. You can see my thumbs have gotten bigger over the years. So we'll put in open cases. That's a good one. Well, and off we go. And as soon as I get that, it should refresh and show me all my KPIs right up at the top. So that's one of the new personalization features that you've got. Yeah, I'm super excited about that. The other thing that you notice is that my phone has a new kind of look and feel to it. For those of you who use the Acumatica app, we've released the new look and feel probably pushed it out to Android and iOS applications today, or so that you'll start seeing this pop up on your phone. So you'll see the new look and feel that I have, all these types of more modern looking bars. But one of the things and to get the new functionality that I just showed, of course, you're going to have to upgrade to 22R1, which is where all this is contained. So one of the other things that is very important on your mobile is getting the intelligent advisor to help you throughout your day. So down here under my favorites, you can see I have a lead screen. And if I click the three dots, I have the ability to capture business cards. Same thing if I go to expense receipts. All those intelligent type of AI, ML features are now available as well. My dashboards are easily obtained, and I can drill down into them. Earlier, Joy mentioned we're getting ready to launch anomaly detection. So I'm going to take a look at my anomaly detection dashboard, and I can get a good idea of what's there right here on my mobile phone. The same thing, once again, that I was able to get in my office is now available on my mobile phone. So now I'm going to take you back. Anomaly detection is going to help me sort through lots and lots of different little GL entries. So some of you have like thousands of things every day that you're working on, and it's tough to figure out which ones are the most important. So by having the system intelligently look through things and make suggestions, that's now going to be possible. So I'm going to drill down. This is the same dashboard I had when I was out in the field on my UI. I'm going to click in this anomalies by period. And you'll see there's this button at the top called Show Predictions. When I click that, the system ranks by confidence score all the things that may require some investigation. So for example, I can open up this guy right here, number 2 on the list, and see that I've got a rather large $1.5 million bill went out. The system correctly advises me that that may not be worth processing until somebody's had a good look at it. So once again, another example of some of the new features that we're bringing out in 22R1. So obviously I'm not going to have a chance to show you everything in the core platform, but I want to turn it over now to some folks that are going to tell you more about some of the enhancements that are going into our additions. So, manufacturing, distribution, commerce, and all the different additions and functionality that goes there. To get that started, I want to bring on stage Debbie Baldwin.
Hi everybody, I'm Debbie Baldwin and I'm the Director of Product Management for Manufacturing. One of the most popular features in the Acumatica ERP are the dashboards. The dashboards help you to set objectives, they help you to monitor performance, they help you to surface exceptions so that you can be successful. Now you've asked for more out-of-the-box dashboards, and I'm really excited to announce that with 2022 R1, we now have out-of-the-box dashboards for manufacturing. Woohoo! All right, let me show you. The first dashboard that we built was really built for you to take to your production meetings. The production meeting dashboard was built, and you can see things like late purchase orders. You can see production orders that are running behind. And you can also see the utilization in your work centers. Now, the next dashboard that we built is for all of you production managers out there. The production manager dashboard is going to help you see your labor variances, your material variances, and then you can drill down into those variances. And then finally, we have the engineering dashboard, where you can manage your engineering change requests and your engineering change orders. Now, when we build these dashboards and we build new features, we always are collaborating with our customers. And I just want to say thank you so much for that. I really appreciate that. All right, yeah. All right, next up, then to tell you how to get more done with construction, we're going to bring on Joel Hoffman.
Hey, everybody. Thanks, Debbie. It's really good to see what's happening in the manufacturing edition, and it just goes to show you how Acumatica as a product really becomes a single source of the truth for our users. I'm Joel Hoffman, Senior Manager of the Construction Edition Product Management Team, and I want to talk to you today about a couple of situations. With construction, we're finding that customers are needing to expand their job locations. They're going to different areas of the country that they might not have worked in before. Well, that poses some challenges. What are the new tax regulations? What kinds of things happen when I try to grow my business into a new area of the country? Now I need to start to manage that. But I'd like to tell you some great things we're doing to help simplify processes and streamline workflows. So the first thing that we're going to do is inside of the project screen, you'll see on the screen here, we have addresses and now the project level tax zone. Well, like that, we're coming in, and with that, now it allows everybody to build that taxes to really help simplify their process and eliminate a lot of the setup that was happening before. Well, on the second item that we're looking at is really how we can help people streamline their workflows. So within the service management and the field service arena, there's contracts. Well, those contracts have to be renewed. What we've added with 22R1 is the ability to set up a renewable contract type, go through the terms, what it needs to happen, and now come in and identify with that automatic renewals, bring those things together. But we didn't stop there. We also added things to help people copy contracts to make it easier, and then even print the contract right from within Acumatica. Yeah, good stuff. All good things to help companies streamline their workflows. Well, Debbie mentioned collaboration with customers and what things that we need to do. Well, Acumatica as a whole really relies on you folks as the customer to get the information, collaborate with us, become those early adopters. So I'd like to bring out Director of Finance from Envelope Group, John Webke.
Hi, Joel.
Hey, John. Thanks for joining us today. Really appreciate what you've done. Can you tell us the group a little bit about Envelope Group?
Yeah, absolutely. So the Envelope Group is based and has its headquarters in Indianapolis, Indiana, but we operate across multiple states and have operations in a lot of different areas. What we are is we're a specialty subcontractor for the engineering and design of custom HVAC solutions for schools, hospitals, office buildings, and sports arenas like Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis. You know, over the years, the Develop Group's been around for 20 years. We've grown organically, and so we've built on additional expertise and created divisions for other operations, including controls technology, facility automation, and even turnkey renewable energy projects for our customers.
John, that's great, and I'm glad to see and really work with you for what Acumatica can help as Envelop Group really grows and expands their activities. So from the project level tax zone, you were a big help vetting things out, going through that early adopter plan. Tell us a little bit about the benefits that you received.
Yeah, and Joel, we were really excited to be able to help out in that enhancement because, you know, it's intuitive to us in the construction industry that sales tax and use tax, it follows where the work is done on the project. So having that element attached to the project record is exactly spot on. And it's relieved a lot of frustration within my staff for the manual workaround that we had to do to keep us compliant in the various states that were filing sales tax. So very much appreciate it.
That's great. And I know you have your experience with the taxes, and how about the users? What do they see?
Oh, the same thing. They love it. Again, it's simplified their lives, and again, helped relieve that stress of compliance in our office.
All right. That's great. Well, thank you, John, for coming out today. So, as you can see, within Acumatica and the construction and the field service modules, you know, we're adding that functionality to help people recognize the revenue, get more revenue, move to different places, and appreciate customers like John. And at this point, I'd like to turn it over to Deborah Magnola to go through distribution.
Thanks, Joel. Hello, I'm Deborah Mignola, Director of Product Management for the Distribution Edition, and I'm super excited to be here to share with you a new feature that's going to help you to grow your business by helping you to win more prospects, keep your customers happy, and automate and manage a pretty complex supply chain process. So we created a fictitious company called SureBet, and SureBet is a sporting goods company based here in Las Vegas. Now, they have been targeting the athletic departments of schools and recently has won a long-term contract with School District 38 in Colorado. Now, District 38 has a requirement that they need to schedule sports equipment for each of the sports for the 10 schools in the district to be ordered right before their season. And they need to be able to call off and update these based on closer to when the season starts, then they'll know how many each school needs. And they need these shipments to go directly to the schools and taxed accordingly. But it's the district that needs to be invoiced. Now, SureBet is pretty excited that they were able to close this deal, but you can imagine it would be pretty complex to try and manage this manually. Wouldn't it be great if you could do this in Acumatica? Well, I am super excited to announce that we will be introducing blanket sales orders in Acumatica 2022 R1. I know. Well, let's go ahead and take a look at it in Acumatica. All right, so I have set up this sales agreement. It's a blanket agreement for School District 38. And on this, we have an expiration date based on when they want it to end. So they want this to go through the end of the 22-23 school year. We've got several lines on this order, and it represents all of the sports equipment that they need for the different sport programs. And they are scheduled to be ordered right before the seasons start. Now, if you take a look at the lower items, those are fall sports. And so it doesn't have actual schools that we know about yet. But that's okay. We already have the blanket agreement. and they've got their 15% discount. So we can always update this and add the schools and quantities once we're closer to the season. But take a look at the top items. Those are for basketball equipment, and this is the season right now for basketball. We've got 2 schools that need some basketballs to be ordered today: Lewis Palmer High School and Palmer Lake Elementary School. So, did you catch that? That is multiple ship-to locations on the same order. I knew you were gonna like that one. All right. Well, let's take a look at one of these lines. Now, this line is for Palmer Lake Elementary School. And we've got 2 detail lines on this line because they need some basketballs to be ordered today, and they also need some to be scheduled for before the next basketball season. All right. Now, even though we are shipping to the individual schools, it's the school district that needs to be paying the bill. So I see that Sherbet has already received and accepted a prepayment from the school district. So, are you ready to see the magic? You ready to see the magic? All right. So, sorry about that. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and generate the child orders by clicking the Create Child Order button. And now typically this would be, sorry about that. All right, here we go. So typically this would be happening behind the scenes, and we would automate this going on. But I wanted to show you what happens. So let's go ahead and take a look at the child orders that were generated. Now, Acumatica found the lines on the order that were with a scheduled order date of today and created these child orders with those lines. Now, we've got 2 different orders going out. So we've got one for Palmer Lake Elementary and one for LPHS. Now, I want to call out that these orders are going to become shipments that will be open at the same time. So multiple shipments open at the same time. All right, so let's take a look at one of those child orders. Let's take a look at the Lewis Palmer, or the Palmer Elementary School. So this one has 2 lines, and not only does it find the lines that have a scheduled order date of today, but it also groups them by the ship-to location to put those all on the same child order. And it taxes it appropriately for the ship-to location and the right date. So I know that many of you need to have this functionality. You're excited for it. I can't wait to get it to you to help you to win more prospects and win more long-term sales agreements, and also to keep your existing customers happy by getting them the products they need when they need it to the right location, and to help you to manage and automate this complex but really important supply chain process. All right, next up is retail commerce. So let's give it up to Josh Fisher.
Thank you, everyone. Good morning. I'm Josh Fisher. I lead the retail commerce effort here at Acumatica. Very excited to be talking with you this morning. You know, over the last couple years, the retail industry has been through a lot. Now, Deborah, she just talked with you about some great new features that her team's adding for B2B companies, but I want to talk about B2C retail and all those challenges that they've been facing and how our customers have been thriving. You know, when I look at Acumatica customers that are selling to consumers, the ones in our ecosystem, they're all thriving and they have certain characteristics in common. One, they're exercising business agility, absolute necessity right now. You know, one of the other things that stands out is that they're constantly acquiring new customers and then retaining those customers. And the way that they're able to do that is through very creative marketing efforts, boundless creativity. And you're wondering to yourself, what does this have to do with ERP? And I'll tell you, there's one other thing that they have in common, and that's that they're operating on top of Acumatica's commerce-enabled ERP. It makes a huge difference. Now, if you think about retail, just take a minute and think about how much things have changed over the years. 20 years ago, retail was going into a physical location, picking out a product that you needed. You go to a cashier, you walk out with your product. If somebody in the room can define for me what retail is today, I would love to hear it. It's everything to everyone, whenever you want, wherever you want. And our retailers are trying to keep up with that. It's constant chaos for them. In their retail business, it's broken up into two areas. There's the customer-facing area, which is chaos, and then there's the back office, and that's where we come in and organize the chaos for them. And I'm telling you, over the next couple years, all retailers are going to wake up and realize that they need that solid back office solution. Now, we have a lot of B2C retailers, but there's one that really stands out that I want to talk about this morning. One that I've known for many years before they even came to Acumatica, and they're this year's Retail Commerce Customer of the Year, Killcliff. Yeah. So these guys are also Killcliff cult members. See, they use all kinds of these great marketing strategies to build up what they call the Killcliff cult. This is the fastest growing clean energy drink company in the nation. They've been around for 10 years. They were founded by a retired Navy SEAL that was looking for energy drinks that were also healthy. And they've exploded, which is what you'd expect from a Navy SEAL. And they try everything, subscriptions to products. They have the loyalty program, which they call their cult membership. They have these countdown promotions on their website. Every time I go on the site, there's something new. And when they came to us, they had no problem generating demand. What they needed was a way to organize that demand and fulfill these products to their customers. And that's what they love about Acumatica. And I am confident that we're going to continue seeing these retailers thrive in our ecosystem. And the reason that I'm so confident is because of our partnerships with companies like BigCommerce and Shopify. These guys are leaders in the retail space, and our teams are constantly working together to understand what retailers need to be successful. We're going back and forth, talking about trends, talking about what's coming next, and planning together. And those relationships are outstanding, but there's one other brand that really stands out in the retail space, and that's Amazon. I am so happy to share with you that with 22R1, Acumatica will be releasing a native integration with Amazon. Thank you. Thank you. So this is what you guys have been asking for since I started with Acumatica. This was the #1 demanded feature. We've been working with Amazon for over a year. I'm so excited about this. And let's just take a look. I'll talk you through it. So here we are inside of Amazon Seller Central. If you guys sell on Amazon, you're very familiar with this. We're looking at an FBM order. Our new integration is going to support both FBA, that's fulfilled by Amazon, and fulfilled by merchant, FBM merchants, okay? We take this order. As soon as this order comes in, it'll automatically flow into Acumatica. Now here we are in the sync history inside the Commerce connector. We can see that same order is here. Like I said, it'll come in automatically. And then whenever we open up this sales order, it's just like any other sales order inside of Acumatica. You can see that the payment information is coming over from Amazon. You can also see, because this is an FBM order, you can see shipping information, and then obviously the line items that are on there. And we're going to continue working with Amazon. We're going to continue building out features like this and even more. We're so excited about this relationship. Now, what I'll leave you with today is this omni-channel environment. Everybody knows this buzzword, omni-channel. I'm telling you, it's not a buzzword. It's a requirement now for retailers to really excel. And for these retailers to excel, they're going to need solid back office solutions. And retailers are going to wake up to this over the next couple years. It's going to hit us fast. And Acumatica is going to be here with our commerce-enabled ERP ready to serve those customers. So thank you. And now let's bring back out on the stage Ajoy.
All right. Thank you, Josh. What do you all think? Fantastic capabilities in 22R1, yeah? Yeah, we're very excited too. But believe me when I say, this is just a small subset of what's bringing, from a capability standpoint in 22R1. There's more. Call now. We were just reviewing the release notes, and the release notes for 22R1 for the beta is about 170 pages long. So you can tell there's a lot of effort went into it. And thanks to many of you that have been engaging with us as we're working through this particular release. I want to close this section with an exciting announcement that 22R1 beta is now available on our community site. Yeah. Don't leave now to start playing with it, but I strongly encourage to go give it a spin and definitely share feedback with our team. Now we want to switch gears from 22R1 to talk about the roadmap, what's coming in platform and technology. Who's the right person to do that other than our Chief Technology Officer, Mike? Mike, come on out on stage.
Hi guys, it's a real pleasure to be here alive, not artificial Alexa voice out of the box, right? So I'm very happy to be here, and I want to talk about a few things today. First of all, I want to talk about the priorities we do have as an engineering team and what direction we're going on into, and then I will come up with some short demo. So generally, as an engineering team, we're working on three things. First of all, at this point of time, we do extensively modernize our platform. You don't see it as a user interface, you don't probably see it as a new functionality, but we do change a lot on behind of what we have to keep the platform up to date and modern for the next 10, 15 years. That includes moving the platform to the .NET Core technology, which is apparently very different from the .NET, doing a significant efforts in improving the scalability and performance of the systems, and implementing the new features in low-code, no-code customization, or for low-code, no-code customization. And that occupies probably 40 to 50% of our engineering time. The other area we do work is we're working on improving the data insights, improving the way the system extracts and presents the data, which includes such kind of things as a new visualizations, a new report designer that replaces the desktop application, unification of the technologies between the report design and generic inquiry, adding the group into the generic inquiry, and so on. Also, we're working on real data time analysis to improve the financial statement and how you can slice and dice it. And the last thing, that probably the most important one that we're working right now, is the user experience. And the user experience comes up with the modernization, where we're working really on uplifting our user interface technology and bringing up more visualization, making the application more interactive, and looking it up to the today's standards, or not today's standards, the standards that will be a requirement for the next 10 years. And that will be my short demo. And we did already quite a number of demos, but this today is a little bit different. So let me do that. Okay, so I will log into Acumatica, and just a second. And I will go to the jail inquiry summary screen. And voila, oops, wrong screen. Let's try like this one. Okay, And it's the same screen as you see in the current application. What's so different about that? Well, in reality, this entire screen on back-end side, on front-end side, everywhere, working on the new user interface technology. So it's totally created on the new technology that we have. Yet it looks the same way as you see it in the application right now. It is also different. And it's different in a couple of ways. One thing that is noticeably different with the current application is the performance. So the time the screen loads, and this one, by the way, is a live demo with the data center somewhere in Washington. The speed of the paging, the speed of the opening of the selectors, all of that has been significantly improved. So that's one goal, one purpose of what we're trying to achieve with these changes that we're making. But also I was talking about improving visualization and making application more dynamic. So let me give you a sample of what do I mean by this and what this new technology allows us to do. We do have a filter here, and I will pick a filter that I created for the presentation, which basically filters this by the account description and type of the accounts. And in this case, you do remember, we do have a simple filters that basically allow you to filter by any column, but filter can be complex. You may say, I want this or this and this. And creating this complex filter is a kind of cumbersome and not very intuitive, right? So let's see how we can do it with a new platform. So over here, I will go to the filter and I will say advanced filter, and that will bring me to the design of this new filter. And what I want to do, I want to change it. I want to say it or instead of and. And then I will add another condition here, for example, description, and I will pick here is not empty. And I will hit OK. And now I want to add braces. So can I do that? Oh yeah, I can do it very easily. And I will hit OK button. So notice it's not only applied the filter, but also because this filter cannot be said like this, this, and this, it's changed it to a different type of description where it says description contains account or type in asserts and description is not empty. Where I can click it back, and I'm here back. I want to remove it. OK. I want to change it to the end. OK. So these type of things, we make it possible with the new platform and user interface, and they are on the way to you. Is it great? Okay, that's not the only thing that we're working on, but we're working on a lot on improving the user experience in the areas of the application that are not directly related to the data entry. Like, for example, we're working on improving the activity stream and making a more modern looking, the way like it should look like you get to use it in the chats and mobile application you're using. We're improving the file management to provide a better list and visualization of the files and preview. So that's the area that we're really working on, and that's something that you will see with the next releases. So with that one, it's pretty much it, but I think it's exciting. And I want to call on the stage Ajoy to present our futuristic technologies, some of the new stuff like out of the latest technologies we're working on.
Awesome job there.
Okay,
thank you so much, Mike. That's really cool.
Thank you, guys.
That's some fantastic stuff from a usability standpoint, the responsiveness and so on. I mean, the important thing there is the investment that we're making at the foundation level from a platform standpoint. It is so critical. That's what helps us keep our promise of being the future-proof cloud ERP, right? And that's why all of these investments into the platform, the user experience, accrue to that promise. So now, I want to transition into talking about some future tech. Who wants to see some future tech? So for those of you that have been coming to Acumatica Summit, that's been working with us for a few years, you know that we don't shy away from emerging technology. This is a great time to be a technologist. There's lots of stuff happening. Ali talked about the transition and how much more it's going to come in the next 5 years than what we saw in the last 50 years. So true. He talked about the combinatorial effect of a lot of these capabilities coming in and enabling the experience on a system and application like a cloud ERP. You see some of the technologies called out there, and we've been working on a lot of this over the course of the last several years. and working that in the context of customer use case. It's not just technology for the sake of it. It's like, how can we take this and put it to good use with business use cases that are important and critical for you to drive your business forward? So I want to start this section by talking to you about robotic process automation. So what does RPA means? At a foundational level, this technology allows the user to automate a lot of repetitive, mundane tasks. So I was thinking, like, what's a good example of a repetitive task? Walking by the casinos the last few days, you see people sitting there dropping some money, tap, 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 lose some money, drop some more money, tap, 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 talking about the slot machine. Very repetitive tasks. And there are a lot of mundane repetitive tasks in ERP that we wanted to automate with something like an RPA. At the last summit, I showed you an example, working with a partner and using UiPath as the platform to automate a process around sales tax, use tax compliance filing with different states. Today, I'm excited to announce that we are furthering that engagement with UiPath, and I've now built an Acumatica connector. And as you can see on the screen here, so within UiPath Studio, now you can drag and drop an Acumatica connection and start interacting with Acumatica, whether you want to read data or put data back in. A good example of that, for instance, if you have a customer that's running in a legacy system and you want to move the data over into as they're migrating to Acumatica Cloud ERP, you can set up a software bot using UiPath that can record the screen, extract the data, and create it to a format that you can send over into Acumatica. Not only that, by having this available, you can also connect with tens or hundreds of solutions that UiPath has already built a connector for. Whether it's Twilio or Tableau or Salesforce, you name it. They have solutions there that you can interact with and get and put data back into the system. So today, excited to announce, we have an Acumatica UiPath connector. It's going to be in the UiPath marketplace in February. I can't wait to see how you all take advantage of it and use it to interact with multiple systems. Next up, I want to talk about the work that's going on with mobile. Earlier, Doug showed the updates that we are bringing in with 22R1 with the workspaces and so on. I want to take a specific example in a service technician context. We've been working with this company called XOI. They have a solution purpose-built for field service technicians. They have 3 capabilities that they offer. It's called Coach, Capture, and Collaborate. Especially in the economy that we live in, really hard to train people on these different trade disciplines and continue to offer a high-quality service for our customers from a service technician standpoint. And they built a tool where they have a lot of these content and knowledge being available at the service technician's fingertips. So what we are doing with XOI is to see if we can build an integration between Acumatica mobile solution that our service techs use to track appointments, and then see if we can leverage some of the intelligence that XOI has built together. So let me show you an example here. I'm going to grab my phone. Let me see if I can get this shared here. I see Doug's phone sitting here from the previous demo. Maybe I should just send a text or something. Okay, all right, let's switch to my screen here, and then we can get this put on screen. All right, so do you see, so this is the Acumatica mobile app. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to look up for an application, I need to log in first. So I'm going to use the fingerprint. I'm going to look for an appointment. I don't know why I didn't pick up the appointment there. All right, so let's just use this one for now. So I see the, as it's loading up, so it's going to bring, no changes here so far. This is the appointment. What we have done on this screen here, as you can see in the middle of the section here, we have brought in some of the capability that XOI has built into their solution set inside the Acumatica mobile app. So this particular appointment is to service an air conditioning unit, right? And we have a service technician on the job. And what this integration allows us, I can click on this knowledge base here. Let me just do that real quick. Let me set up. So I'm going to go back to Acumatica. So I'm going to bring up the knowledge base. And what it's going to do is it's going to bring, didn't do that. Let's do it one more time. Bear with me here. This is the risk of doing real demo, right? And in a beta software. Okay, so I'm back here. Let me just pull up the appointment. Okay, just give it one more shot. Let's bring up the knowledge base. What it's supposed to do is essentially bring up, okay, for some reason it's not. Anyway, so it's going to go identify the item from the appointment. In this case, it was a Trane air conditioning unit. It knows that it's the item that's being serviced and brings back a set of content. It could be a PDF, it could be a video on how to fix some issue. So it knows the context that the technician is working on a particular item and then brings the knowledge base. Not only that, I can also see the workflow. Let's say if this is a multiple step process for a technician to work on this particular project, you can go to this ticket within XOY and see what's been done already. They can go in and take a look at, oh, there was a technician on the job last week, and these are the steps that they've completed. Now we're going into the next stage of that appointment, if you will. So, didn't quite work the way I wanted it, but you get the idea. It's about bringing the knowledge and the information from XOY back into the Acumatica mobile app. Thank you. So the next, staying in the mobile theme, the next one that we are exploring, building on the stuff that's going on at the mobile from an experience standpoint, this is a use case that we've been working with a couple of customers in the construction space. Today, in Acumatica Mobile, you can create RFIs, requests for information, or a project issue. These are like any records in Acumatica. You can put in information here, capture the details. But then, we wanted to try to bring that in the context of the drawings that we have within Acumatica. These are blueprints from construction sites. So one of the ideas that we had was, rather than showing these project issues and the RFIs in a list as a table, kind of a grid, why not put that on the drawing log so it's easy for someone to visualize where the problem is and which ones I need to prioritize. So here you can pick up a drawing log, and in this case, I'm going to choose the one that's the foundation blueprint that you see on the top. Now, from within our mobile, as an engineer reporting an issue on the job site, I can go in and essentially, draw a polygon in this case, and attach that RFI or a project issue to this particular location within the drawing. Why is it important? When this gets created, and I'm an architect or an engineer, I want to come back and inspect and see what are the issues that are pending on a particular project, I can go back to the view. I see that particular drawing as an annotation. I can go back and drill into that. Now it shows me all the open items, issues, and RFIs across the different areas within the blueprint. It's color-coded as well, based on importance and the due date. So now, as an engineer, I can say, I'm okay with the issue on the top right, which is around the a window or door, but I see there's a problem with the foundation on the bottom left, something I want to get to it right away. So visually, that's what it allows me to do, so I can go to that particular item, pop up the RFI, and take the necessary action. Make sense? Good. So the next one, in the context of looking into future technology and working with new scenarios, I want to talk about and switch gears and talk about retail, back to the retail scenario. So earlier, Josh showed the work that we're doing it and the exciting announcement around Amazon Connector. Very important for our customers. But in this section, I want to talk about the work that we are now starting to do with Amazon Business. Okay? So to introduce this, I want to bring Josh back on stage. Josh?
Hey.
So tell us a bit more about Amazon Business before we dive into the demo.
Sure. So everyone knows Amazon as a consumer marketplace, but Amazon actually offers a marketplace specifically for businesses. So this is for businesses who want to allow their employees to place orders for the business in this marketplace. The experience is very much like Amazon.com, but you can sign up your business, set up different payment methods and things like that. It's great for business.
Right, so it's employees, they want to order a cartridge for the printer, stuff like that.
Exactly.
That's what
exactly
you do
right.
through Amazon Business.
Yeah.
Now, what's this integration with Acumatica? Tell us more about that.
So earlier I mentioned we're building these relationships with Amazon, and those relationships are extending beyond just the retail marketplace area. So now we're talking with the business team, and they're introducing us to new APIs that allow us to integrate Acumatica in Amazon Business's marketplace.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Can we take a look?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so here we are inside of Acumatica. We're just going to open up from within Acumatica, we're going to open the Amazon Business Marketplace. And this is automatically logging, in this case, a Joy into the business. So Joy is going to place an order for himself. So the marketplace, like I said, looks very much like what you're used to seeing as a consumer. A Joy finds the product that he needs, and then he goes through the checkout process. Checkout process is also very similar. The main difference is, as a business, you can control what your employees are able to purchase. You can also add your different payment methods, and in this case, you can actually use the integration to require an approval. So as you can see here, Amazon's picking up on the fact that a Joy needs to get approval on this order. So as soon as he submits the order, it's going to send it back into Amazon as a purchase order. So then we get back inside of Acumatica. He's going to go into the purchase orders. Because it's a Joy, he can approve his own POs.
Yeah, that's how it works.
Yeah. So here, inside of Acumatica, he's going to open the purchase order. He's going to see line items that represent the product that he purchased, plus a line item for shipping. He can go up. It's actually on hold at the moment. He can release the hold and then approve the order. As soon as he approves the order, that's going to send a notification back to Amazon to ship out the item.
That's awesome. I don't even know what you ordered, but my worry is all the advertisements I'm going to see is for that product for the next 6 months. Thank you for doing that.
All right, thank you.
Awesome. Now, this is really cool, especially taking advantage of the work with the Amazon connector, now taking it from Seller Central into the Amazon business.
This is just the beginning.
Yeah, fantastic stuff. Thank you,
great.
Josh.
All right, thank
really
you.
Great.
All right, thank you, guys.
All right. The next one that I want to show is the work that we've been doing with the wearables. We showed you some examples in the past, right, with the HoloLens at the last summit with Apple Watch. And we are constantly pushing on these things, like not so much in the sense of, we're going to go release this in the next version, but more in the sense of learning what is possible with this technology. And it's not just about the fit and finish of this particular solution, but the learnings we get from working with natural language processing, a lot of the different machine learning services and so on. So I wanted to show you one example of what we're doing with the Google Glass. Should we take a look? All right. All right, I'm going to go back to my machine here. So let's give me a second while I set this up. And Google Glass, it's like any wearable, right? You can pop it on, and you can do a lot of things with it. You can have a view of clear vision, right? It's not blocking your screen. It's just putting a projector on top. You can do photos. You can do videos. So a lot of different use cases are possible with something like this. So let me get this thing up on screen and make sure everybody can see. I'm going to switch my glasses. I'm going to look really cool in a second, hopefully. All right. So I'm going to put it on. All right. You see the screen there? So it just did log me into Acumatica. That's what I'm going to make you believe. I'm actually watching a Netflix show. That's possible too. So what I can do, so with this one, right, there are many use cases that are possible with something like this. The one that I'm going to illustrate today is somebody that's a warehouse worker. They're out there. We introduced this feature called paperless picking, right, in 21R2. Yeah, really cool. It helps the warehouse worker to be very efficient in terms of picking the right orders for the shipment. But imagine you can do this on a device like this, because I have my hands free. I can walk around the warehouse. I can go to the right space and so on. So I've already in a shipment that's assigned to me, so I can get it in my mobile glass. I can either do the voice, right? Or I can actually tap on the mouse pad. It has a mouse pad as well that I can use. So I can say something like start shipment, okay? So as soon as I say it, it goes into the first item. So now it knows that my first item is something that I need to pick, but it also gives me the location, right? This is just an example, but what we can extend, if you get some geofencing information, we can also give step-by-step direction to the particular warehouse person. But so now I've got an item that I'm ready to pick, and I can also scan, to avoid errors in picking. So I can scan the box for a barcode or a QR code, or I can scan the box, to get the dimensions and do cross-reference. So it eliminates any kind of human error at the time of picking. Now at this point in time, I can just confirm the shipment, and it'll automatically get processed, back in Acumatica, and me as a warehouse worker can go back in and finish my particular shipment and get on with the next one, right? So you get the idea. From the process automation standpoint, with hands-free, go and grab the items that you want to do. What do you guys think? Cool? All right, so that gave you some examples of few technology areas that we're working on, from mobile to the stuff that we're doing with Amazon Business, with UiPath, and then some experimentation with wearables like Google Glass. That's all I've got. With that, let me turn it over to Ali Jani.
All right. Wow. I mean, that's amazing. I mean, you guys like 22R1? Looks great, right? And that's just a really, really short glimpse. I mean, you're going to see so much more at the breakout sessions on what 22R1 has to offer. And you got a chance to see how we interact. I mean, you heard from Sanket on how we interact with you, what all the tools we have available for you on the community site. So this gives you even more reason to go on there, submit your ideas, post your questions, and read about answers. And then we saw all the great things we did with our industry editions. Every industry editions has something great in it. My favorite was the distribution edition blanket sales order. That was just amazing. Finally, we get multiple ship-to addresses. Awesome. And then you heard from Mike. I mean, we were so happy to get him back on stage today. I mean, the stuff that we're working on usability and the performance and the responsiveness of the application is just going to change. It's going to be a game changer for everyone. So lots of great stuff we saw. Make sure you have a great event the rest of the day today, because lots of good things happening. And then I'm happy to say that we're going to get back together on our next year on January 29th back here at the Wynn. So make sure you make your plans ahead of time. We're excited to share with you a lot more in the next summit. But there's a lot to do today. You have an opportunity to interact with all of the execs at Acumatica and a lot of other people at our closing ceremony at 4:15 at the sunset session. So please make sure and take the effort to go there. And have a great summit, and thank you for being with us.